Chat. 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 More store closures, chat. This got updated. Yesterday there was only 80 confirmed. Now there's 169 confirmed. Ton in California. We'll go over the list when more people come in here. They still haven't listed my store though, so they definitely don't have all of them quite yet. It's probably closer to 300 potentially. I did see an article somewhere that said it was like around 300, but they don't have like a source, so I don't really know. I don't really know where they got that from. Where was it? I forget where it is. I know it was a recent article. Yeah, right here. See, I don't know where they got their info from, but it says kicks off 2026 with store closures up to 200 rumored. What's up, Moose? How you doing, bro? Hope you're having a good day so far. Received emails informing them their local GameStops will be closing, with some closures already reported. Local media reports across country are reporting on individual locations that have closed. See, I don't know where they got the 200. For instance, even though Ann Arbor location is open until January 8th, it no longer shows up on GameStop's website. More than 200 stores have been added to the customer-made list. So I don't. GameStop, isn't that? Yeah, they have the same list I have, so I don't know where they got 200 from, because when they wrote this article there was only 80 confirmed, so I don't know where they got 200 from, but it's probably just clickbait, I guess. Most likely just clickbait. What's up, Muma? How you doing, bro? But yeah, lots of GameStop closing news, which is awesome. You love to see it. You love to see it, you know, because the Wall Street isn't going to get this news. I mean, maybe they will, you know, if they actually like reach out and look for it, but yeah, I don't know if Wall Street is keeping up with this. I don't know if Wall Street's keeping up with this. I saw they were shutting down all EV games in New Zealand. I saw that too, but I didn't see like an actual confirmation of that. I don't know where they got that information from. I saw an article, or I saw something about that. I think it was on Reddit. But like I said, I don't know where they got that from, because I haven't seen that. Hasn't been confirmed, I don't think. So, digital power pack sweepstakes? I don't know what that is. I don't usually click on links in this shit. I don't trust anyone on Reddit. Where was it? Because I know. Where is it? I thought I saw it. Yeah, right here. But I don't know where he got this from. And I don't dare click on that link. I don't trust these people, bro. I don't trust these people, so I ain't clicking on that link. But, yeah. Maybe we'll get some sort of confirmation, an actual confirmation for that. But I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I wish I could. I don't trust these super stonkers. Nip Sauce. What's up, Nip Sauce? Happy New Year's, bro. I hope you had a good holidays. Hope you had a good holidays. Store closing. They'll definitely see that in short. Nah. I don't know if they would short based off that information. Maybe, but I just think I think it would more than people shorting, I think it would keep people from buying. And that's in a way, that's positive. You know, keeping the stock around 20 bucks. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, we all want gains and yada yada, but when you really think about it, the longer the stock stays around 20 bucks, the better. Didn't get a mixtape this year, maybe next. Probably not, honestly. I'll be honest. I really considered it, but the GameStop community doesn't deserve my super hot fire that I would spit on the mic, you know? They don't deserve it. So, blame the community. Blame the community for no mixtape. If I thought they deserved it, maybe I would make it. But you'll have to stick with all the AI garbage everyone else makes. The AI garbage. AI slop. You traded 2080 for a little bit, but you rejected it. Not a hard reject yet. Last time you rejected 2080, you pushed, below 20. So you didn't really get a full reject there, but yeah, you you really want to see this thing start pushing 21. You don't want to keep rejecting 2080, just like crypto, The more you reject 94, the more likely it is it's going to hit another or a lower low. I really thought Bitcoin was going to push, but it seems like it's like a breakout retrace on the altcoins. I don't know, you can't really base your opinion off of one day, you still need some time for this to truly see if you can push past those prices, but from what I was looking at yesterday, it seemed like a lot of the altcoins were just breakout retracing. You got a breakout on XRP like mid-November. You went all the way down to 1.8. Now you've retraced that breakout, and, if this rejects 2.2, 2.3, it's gonna hit a lower low. That's just how it goes, So, yeah, crypto's still pretty interesting. I don't know if it's like completely dead yet, but it does. So Solana didn't create a lower low. That's kind of interesting. You didn't get a breakout retrace on Solana, so that's kind of notable, I guess. You didn't even create a lower low on there. You just double top 250, but now you're double bottoming 118. So that's kind of neutral, I would say. Yeah, markets are pretty interesting right now. Pretty interesting. Even crypto. See, I don't even think Cardano hit the lower low. You see, you got the breakout of like 0.55 early November, but you still haven't retraced all the way on there, so I don't know. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. You got a small breakout on Stellar, not quite though. So yeah, we need more time for that. We need more time. It's gonna be, but definitely worth watching, because either you're about to see another bull run on crypto, or it's just a breakout retrace on all the altcoins, and you're gonna see a lower low in the next like month or two. Tough to say. Short-term price action. It's pretty tough to predict. All I can do is tell you what I see, because I don't know where it's gonna go. But that's how you trade. You find the correct spots to trade, and then you make your bet. That's how you do it. And if I was trading crypto, I'd probably short it, but I'm not doing that. So, don't take my don't listen to me. You gotta put your money where your mouth is. That's the rule of trading. You can't just talk about trading. You gotta put your money where your mouth is. Everyone's called every single play ever, but nobody ever, bets. Nobody puts the money on the fucking table, So, you can talk all you want, but the reality is the money talks, the dineros, the guapo, the guap talks. I thought I saw the Russell was up a lot earlier, but I don't think it's up. Oh no, it's up 1%. Is that a new? That might be all-time highs on the Russell, or getting close. Let me pull up some here. But while we wait for that, see, yeah, 169 confirmed. I'm thinking it's going to be closer to 300, but you got a ton in California, which you love to see. Yeah, they're like closing like 5 or 6 stores in every state for the most part. A ton in California, quite a few in New York, only one in Nevada. A ton in Pennsylvania. Isn't PA Pennsylvania? I'm pretty sure it is. That's a lot. And then, still got a bunch of reported ones. But like I said, they don't even have my store on this list, so this list definitely isn't complete. And they haven't even updated the reported ones. Kind of weird. But let's see. Let's look at some charts for a second. Some charts. What the hell? Hugh G. What's up, Hugh G? What's up, bro? How you doing? So yeah, I mean, I think that's the first time you actually traded volume at 280 for the well, not really. Kinda though. It'd be a little bit easier to see on a 1-minute chart, but you can see last time you traded 285, you didn't even really trade. Like, you just have 2 tails, whereas this time around, you do have a few tails, but you have a whole 30 minutes of trading 2080. So you almost have like an hour of trading in 2080 right here. Whereas here, you probably only traded there for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. So that's kind of notable. I don't... The the short-term price action is pretty weird right now. But you could also, the same thing I was saying about the altcoins, you could kind of say the same thing about GameStop in a way. Not really, I don't think. I think you would have to break 1950 and push 19 to really have a breakout there. So I guess GameStop's kind of neutral. But yeah, pretty interesting, I guess. And you can see the difference in the profile. Like the last time you traded, well, at least on the 5-minute here, you can see the last time you traded here. Yeah, you didn't trade that long in 2080 last week. And you didn't really get much volume on the profile, but you can see the volume's a lot better on the profile here at 2080 today. So, but you still rejected it so far. So you definitely want to see this push back and start pushing 21, or else you just rejected 2080 again for what? I don't know. I swear you've rejected this again, like in the past. Yeah, I think it was right here. Yeah, you can see you kept rejecting 2080 in the past, but as soon as you get the push past 2080, you could potentially see some decent upside. So that's really what we want to see. We want to see us. I think 2080 is like a pivot here. I don't know exactly where the pivot is. It's probably like 2090 or something. That's probably the pivot, somewhere around here. I mean, you can just give it a range, like 2085 to 2090. That's probably the pivot. So you want to push above that, and you should potentially see some decent upside once you push past the pivot there. But who knows? Short-term stuff, How relevant is it? I mean, I've been pretty accurate with this stock, for the past year and a half. I may have not have taken advantage of a lot of it, but I feel like I understand the price action pretty well on stocks in general. Mostly, GameStop, because that's what I've been watching the past year, but Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Game with them closing shops. Ideally, I'd love if they consolidated to a footprint like Dick's or Bass Pro Shop. I'd rather a few mega GameStops than 3 dead ones in a town. See, I don't even know if it's. I kind of disagree because, you know, the bigger space you have, that's just more rent. That's more items you have to sell to pay rent. I really wouldn't want to see that personally. I like the small stores. I think that's beneficial, you know, having a small store that's profitable. And, you know, GameStop's items or merchandise, they don't need that much room for merchandise. The only way I'd want to see them do something like that is if they, you know, expanded their merchandise into bigger products, but I just don't see that happening. I think that's, you know, kind of the value of GameStop is their merchandise is very easy to store, easy to sell in a lot of ways. And if it doesn't sell, you know, I mean, I have some video game cases right here. Like, you could literally stack like 100 video games, you know, on a fucking shelf somewhere. Like, you could stack tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of video games in a very small space. So I'd rather see that. I'd rather see them keep the merchandise small with the small stores. And I mean, a VR shop would be interesting. Maybe. I don't know. That's probably a long ways down the road. But could be interesting. I think as long as they have profitable stores, you know, keep those open. But close everything else. Or if the stores aren't that profitable, like if the stores are only making like 2, 3, 4% margins, close that shit. What the fuck do you need a store open for 2, 3, 4% margins? You can literally throw cash in a bond and make 3%. So, you know, if the stores aren't making the margins that they should, then close that shit. You know? You could definitely use the cash elsewhere if, you know, the opportunity is there, rather than filling a shitty store with merchandise. Even if, like I said, even if it's a profitable store, if it's, you know, they're making 3-4%, like, close that shit. Was Marius easy to rob? Yeah, that's fair too. But I mean, they got insurance for a reason. Afghan Battle Rat, what's up? Ryan Smart. Yeah, I think Ryan knows what he's doing, bro. I think he knows what he's doing. You know, I think it's just taking a lot longer than a lot of us want, but I think the outcome we desire is going to happen eventually. It's just, it's a long time. APLD? Is it already down? Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean too early? That's like the highs. That's literally the highs. What do you mean too early? You're tripping, bro. That's literally the high. Oh, not quite the highs, I guess, but I don't know how you think that's too early. You just got the breakout, or you gotta, yeah, you're retracing the 5-minute open, sort of. Let's see, where, if you go on here, not quite. You already kind of retraced the 5-minute open, but yeah, that's definitely not too early. But gonna be a risky stock to short on earnings, that's for sure. But you could just get like, there's probably no cheap puts on that. I bet the options are so fucking expensive, dude. Let's see, you probably want some time. I mean, the puts aren't that crazy. Like 25 for $80, that's really not that bad. You only got a week of time though. But I mean, let's see. Let's see, like, what if you did, like, an April? Yeah, those are kind of expensive. I mean, the weeklies aren't bad. It's just you have no time on that. So you're kind of just throwing $80 into the shitter, or, you know, depending how close to the money you want to get. I mean, think about it this way, though. The stock's pricing in a $5 move if you're going off of, you know, the options, which that's how options work. You know, they tell you the price that they think the stock's going to move. So the option market is predicting a $5 move in either direction. So a $70 or a 25 put for $70, that's actually not that bad. And you could even, you know, play it a little farther out the money if you wanted for a cheaper one. It's going to be tough to profit. You're really going to want to see a big move on that. But the option market's already pricing in a $5 move, so like with a stock like APLD, that could definitely move past what the option market is predicting. So, you know, there's some opportunity there potentially. You know, I don't trade options really at all, especially earnings, but there's ways to do it. There's ways to do it. And like I said, those are weeklies, so not the best. Not the best. You're really hoping you just see a massive move on the earnings with something like that. Went to GameStop in Baltimore last night to cash my $5 pro reward. Was able to get some Destin packs. Oh, that's fire. Hell yeah. I need to go visit my GameStop one last time. One last time. I grew up there, man. I grew up there. Literally. That was my life. Like, you guys might not see it now because I don't game at all anymore, but I used to be the biggest fucking nerd. The biggest fucking nerd, dude. Oh, man. The biggest nerd. And I had a lot of money back then, so I was buying everything. Not really like that anymore. I mean, I'm still a nerd, but it's mostly about finance now. It's not really games. I'm afraid it'll go up. Yeah, that's why you gotta trade options on something like that. Because then if it does go up, you know, you already have your bet that you're willing to lose on the table. Shorting the stock, that would be tough. That would be tough. What website is that? This is Charles Schwab Thinkorswim. It's a platform. It's US only. I don't know if you're in the US, but if you're in the US, it's just Charles Schwab's platform. I've been using this ever since I started trading. It's my favorite platform. Well, E-Trade Pro is actually my favorite platform, but you can't use it anymore. Well, I can't. So, unfortunately, you know, I can't use E-Trade Pro, but the only reason I like E-Trade Pro is because of the high-low ticker. I don't think you can get that tool anywhere else. But other than the high-low ticker, this is the best platform for trading, in my opinion. I don't think there's a better platform than this for trading. This is a weird move right here. Very weird move. You might get that 21 push, bro. You might get that 21 push. Come up in here, fill out the 2070s, and then boom, push 21. That's what we want to see here. Pretty interesting little move right here, though. Store is empty and bro at the counter was sleeping maybe an hour before close. That's funny. Anytime I go to the GameStops around here, they're always busy. Always. Working at a GME gotta be a chilled gig. I think they only make like $10 an hour though, which is pretty weird. I think they only make like $10 an hour. I think managers only make like 12 or 14. Like, GameStop's pay is dog shit. But obviously, I mean, they're closing a bunch of stores, so they obviously have no incentive to update the pay. Because it seems like there's not going to be a lot of stores soon enough. I've actually applied at that GameStop a few times. I want to get a job at GameStop because I think it would be fun to make content as a GameStop employee. Like, I think it would be awesome. It would just be a good addition to the stream, but I can't get a job at GameStop. Like, I can't get a fucking job at all, bro. I don't even know how people get jobs anymore, honestly. I don't know, man. I'm fucked. Right now I'm 250 shares short, 30, took profit on 150 on 29.1. Oh, nice. 250 left right now, stop loss on daily high. Would be small loss on that play if stop loss hits. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, that stop loss is definitely going to hit tomorrow on earnings, most likely. But you never know. You never know. Decent trade, though. Sounds like a decent trade. You could also, you should have took all the profits and then rolled it into options. Like, that's a solid way to play earnings, is, doing what you did. But instead of, leaving shares on the table. Because what is that? You had 400 shares, you took like 150 profit. See, you could have took all of it and made like $300 or $400 profit, and then you could have YOLO'd like an option or two, and then it wouldn't have mattered. You wouldn't have needed a stop loss. You could have just YOLO'd the earnings and seen what happened. But yeah, that's solid trade either way. Solid trade either way. I don't like options. I'm just spitting. I don't trade options. I don't like them, but sometimes, especially when it comes to like earnings type plays, they do have a place. They definitely have a place. Would be a small loss if stop loss hit. Yeah. 100%. I didn't expect to go back to 30 like this. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, that's trading. That's trading. Short-term price action's hard to predict, man. Short-term, it's easier said than done, that's for sure. The YouTubers and the fucking trading gurus make it sound like it's simple, but it's not that simple. It's not that simple. Like I said earlier, it's just strategic betting, realistically. Strategic betting. But there's no, like, guarantee. I mean, that's how the GameStop investment is for me, I feel like it's just a strategic bet. Whether it works or not, we'll see. We'll see. I think the downside's limited, and I think the upside is interesting. What did Under Armour do? I'm still interested in that play. Oh, it's still going up? Dude, that one is so interesting, bro. It's already up pretty decent, though. If you can get you kind of already got a breakout retrace right here. You got a little breakout retrace, then it continued to go. So I don't know if you're going to have any opportunities to get in this. Might just need to, it's still undervalued even at this price. So as an investment, it's kind of interesting, but yeah, I don't know. That insider buy is crazy though. It's like, this is a massive insider buy, dude. So massive. And the stock has traded $20 multiple times throughout the years. So potentially it's worth quite a bit more than... It's just they got to become profitable again. They lost, that 200 million last year. So if they can become profitable again, this would be a good investment just based on fundamentals and where it's at. Obviously, it was better at $4. Way better at $4, but it's still not bad up here. You'll hit at some point you'll hit $6 and there could be a lot of resistance there because you kind of got the breakout, but yeah, pretty interesting. At $4, this was like a for sure double. At $5, it's close to a double, but a little more risky. A little more risky. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I've noticed a lot of slacking on the like button lately. So make sure you run that up. I guess we don't need this, right? Why did I open this again anyway? I don't remember. Oh yeah, we were talking about the profile. So yeah, store closures, pretty interesting. I'll be curious if they update this again in the next couple days, because I feel like there's going to be way more store closures. Let's see. I guess I'll go through all my tabs real quick. Might as well. You got APLD earnings tomorrow, Tilray on Thursday. So, something to look forward to. How many stores are closing, by the way? It says 169 are confirmed, but I don't think they have all of them yet, because my store's not even on that list. So it's probably closer to 300, maybe even more. I would say around 300 though, but we'll see. I'm sure in the next like week or two you'll get more on that list. How many left? See, that I don't know. Muma said it yesterday, and then you might, didn't you? I forget. I think it's around 3,000 or like 2,900. Well, once we get the actual confirmation of how many stores they're closing this year, I'll be able to get a better number. I just don't remember. Muma said it last time we talked about this. I think it was yesterday. 1,900 to 2,400. Because in the last 10K, we went through this yesterday. I just don't remember. Because if you go to the last 10K, or wait, I can just go this way. Where is it? Where's the 10K? Seriously, where is it? Where's the 10K? I'm so confused. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. I found it. So if you go on the 10K, it says, where does it say it? It says, as of February 1st, 2025, we had 3,203 stores. And if you go in this thing, you go to February, you had 229 stores. So that puts you around 3,000. And now you have another 200 to 300 closing potentially, maybe even more. So, yeah, like 2,800, some maybe even lower. We have to see, you got to get a full confirmation here for how many they're actually closing, because there's no like full confirmation. But yeah, I would say as of right now it's around 2,800, somewhere around there. But by the end of it, it probably will be like 25, 24, somewhere around there. We'll see. It just depends how many stores they close this year. I don't think that's all of them. I think they're going to close a lot more. I like the superstore route, like Hugh G says. I just think that would be expensive, and I don't think that they would get like product worth selling to make it worth it. I think at that point you just go all online. I don't know though. Unless you're using the store as a warehouse. Like, I guess that could be a possibility. But then you got to worry if people are stealing, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. This is 2,300. It'll be 2K after this round of closures. Pure speculation. I think it'll be closer to like 2,500, but it just depends how many. I mean, if they close like 600, 700 stores again this year, then yeah, it is going to be around like 2,300. But we'll see. 5 to 6% less revenue. Yeah, but you should be counting power packs next year. So I don't know what that's going to look like on the balance sheet. But yeah, they should start counting power packs next year. And I don't know if that's going to be like a separate thing or what. But yeah, you'll probably have less revenue. But that's okay. The next like year or two is 3 is like massive for gaming, so you potentially might not lose as much revenue as you would think. The next, like I said, next year or two is there's some beast games coming out. Some absolute beast games. So, you might not get as much loss of revenue as you would think. And if Power Packs ends up counting towards revenue, which I don't think it will. I think it'll be counted as its own thing. But if it does, that should be a massive revenue boost. But yeah, upside on profit for sure. And that's, for me, that's all that matters. I know for a lot of other people, revenue's important, especially the market. For some reason, the market really values revenue. I don't know why, but profit's all that matters to me, bro. Profit's literally the only thing that matters. Like, if I'd rather, if I was pulling in $1 billion revenue and only making like 100 million, I'd rather, pull in 500 million of 700 million of revenue and make 200 million. Like, profit's everything from my perspective. Revenue is, I don't find revenue that important, especially in GameStop's case. But GameStop is also a different type of investment, maybe a different business seeing revenue dropping would probably be worrisome potentially, but in GameStop's case, I don't see it as a problem. I don't like how people react to these news. Yeah, that's okay. That's the beauty of this, is you don't have to react. You get to watch everyone else react, because if you're like me, you're very confident in your investment, and people's opinions don't matter. So, seeing people react to the news is valuable when you are in a different realm mentally. VR vending machines would be sick. It'd be cool if they had a like an in-store power pack machine, where you could just like go in, sign into your power pack account real quick, pull some packs in store. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if they would ever do that, but that'd be interesting. You got your eye on any new games? No. No. I've been playing a lot of RuneScape lately. Again. Been playing a lot of RuneScape. Been doing Hella Slayer. I actually have a Troll Slayer task right now, that you go into the Nightmare Zone and you fight the 3 troll bosses. It's kind of an interesting Slayer task. Decent XP for no cannon or anything. It's pretty decent. Like a photo booth, but for power packs? Yeah, kind of. Kind of. Hello? Hello? Why does it say it's offline? Are we back? Are we back, chat? Are we back? I think we're back. That was weird. But yeah, no really good loot. I had a Necrals task, which was really good. You just like barrage the Necrals. And they have pretty insane drops. But nothing crazy. No massive drops yet. Nothing really that I would, nothing I can think of off the top of my head that was good. It's just a lot of like decently consistent drops because my Slayer is okay. It's getting there. It's getting better. Abbey Demons. Oh man, I can't wait to do Abbey Demons. When I unlocked Abbey Demons in RS3, that's when they updated the game and I stopped playing, so I think I'm about to hit 82 Slayer, so I'm not quite there. I think you need 85 for Abbey Demons. But I like the barrage tasks, even though I already have 99 magic. The barrage tasks are kind of nice. Ruben! What's up, Ruben? Been a while. Hey, P! What's up, P? You ever think if they close all stores one day? I don't know. That's an interesting thing to think about, huh? I don't know. I think the stores are valuable in a lot of ways. So I don't know if they would get rid of all the stores. I really don't think they would, but getting rid of unprofitable stores or stores that are only making like a couple % margins, I think that's valuable. If they can close, like for instance, for me, they closed my GameStop and there's 2 GameStops like 10-20 minutes away from me. If they can, say the GameStop they closed where I live is only making like 2 to 4%, if they can just take that 2 to 4% and move it into those stores, 2% each extra margin on those stores, I think that's valuable. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they'll close all the stores one day? I really don't. I think having a retail footprint like that is valuable, but I could see the value of being online only as well. I definitely could see it. Good old RS. I haven't logged in for a while. Oh, RS is great. I go through phases. Sometimes I'll be playing a lot and then I won't play for months. But I don't know, I've just been kind of in the scaping mood, I guess. There's not much else to do. Do the dragon Wervins, you'll bank. I like skeletal Wervins are really good. I don't like dragons though. I don't mind KBD. I do KBD Slayer task, but I canceled the Metal Dragons Slayer task, or blocked it. I don't like the Metal Dragons. And I guess you get Blue Dragons sometimes. I don't really like those, but I'll do it just because you can cannon them and they're decent XP. But yeah, Skeletal Wyverns are fire. So far, the best task I've had, though, is the Necrals. Like, they're just... Even though you're barraging, you're using a lot of money for barrage, you're making so much. Like, it's crazy. So the Necral task is my favorite task right now, for sure. Let's see. I don't know if I want to research any of those. The Under Armor one's still very interesting. Short interest hasn't updated. Bitcoin kind of bouncing back a little bit. Tiny little bounce back. So maybe, listen, very interesting, very interesting. Oh yeah, that's the whole reason I even opened my account, is I wanted to look at the Russell, and I ended up looking at a bunch of other stuff. Idiot. And you're still seeing that rotation, you know? The S&P and the NASDAQ are up 0.6, but the Dow and the Russell are up over 1%. So you're still seeing that rotation. You know, the market's still bullish, but you're not getting, 1-2% days on the S&P and the NASDAQ. Now you're getting them on the Dow and the Russell. So pretty solid to see. Pretty solid to see. I just give out free money at the G. Well, give me free money. I'm poor on that game. I mean, not. I was like a few days ago. Now I got some okay money on that game, but I'm a fucking brokey on that game, bro. I'm a brokey on that game. So I want to check the Russell. I'd be down to give you some GP. Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you. Maybe I'll log in a minute. Maybe I'll log in a minute. Let's see. 2K good stores is better than 2K good stores and 3K dog shit ones. Yeah. Or 2K good stores and 1K dog shit ones. GameStop expansion outside USA was a mistake. I mean, in Australia during the pandemic, that's one of the big reasons that GameStop survived during the pandemic. So I kind of disagree with that, because Australia was really a massive reason of why GameStop survived in 2020. If it wasn't for Australia and, the console releases, I don't know if we would have seen the same story. I really don't. So, in some ways I agree with you, but there has been some value to being international. It's just not anymore. It's not anymore. It's not anymore. I don't play RS for a long time, and all of a sudden I'm spending hours mining Loomies. Last time I played, I go into Motherlode mine. Oh, nice. My mining is trash in that game. Oh wow, XRT's about to hit a all-time high. That's solid. Me and Jared make it rain on you. You gave me like 5 or 10 mil not too long ago, if I remember right. I'd be down to give you some GP. Hey, thank you, bro. Bit of a bond for Cordell. I need a bond on my second account. I still got like a week of membership, I think, on mine. But yeah, you're a few points away from all-time highs on the Russell. You're at all-time highs on the Dow. The NASDAQ looks like it's potentially going to push all-time highs, and the S&P is, a few points away from all-time highs. But it's pretty interesting seeing the main stocks not be at all-time highs. Like Apple's selling off today, Tesla's selling off. Big day on Amazon, but none of these are at all-time highs, which is weird. It's very weird seeing the indexes hit all-time highs, but not these. So potentially these stocks are lagging. Like Microsoft could potentially be a good trade. I don't know. Obviously I'm all in GameStop, so I'm not going to be making any of these trades, but it definitely seems like there's some opportunity. I think it's funny airlines are ripping, because I saw a lot of people were like shorting airlines, and a lot of people were bearish on airlines for some reason. But yeah, that's why you don't listen to people on the internet, because none of them have any fucking clue what they're talking about. They just see something and they retweet it, or they copy what they saw and put it in their own words, and they don't actually know what they're talking about. So you got to be careful with who you listen to, especially me. I mean, I'm a GameStop degenerate, so you can actually learn a lot from someone like me, because a lot of my opinions on other stocks or other markets, there's no bias. Like I don't have, I don't have a bias. Like this is just what I see when I look at stocks and markets, and generally I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on this stuff. But yeah, you're like a few cents away from all-time highs on the XRT, and that's very valuable for, GameStop. That's retail right there. So a lot of good things, very very interesting moment in the market. Very interesting. So if you keep getting upside today, you're going to see all-time highs on a lot of things. Well, indexes at least. I need my meme coins to make a comeback. Ooh, meme coins. We'll see. We'll see. Crypto. You've been here a while. You know my opinion on crypto. Worst thing you can do is read Reddit for stocks. Facts. Big facts there. I think there's some value to some of those things, but you just have to have your own personal rules for trading and things you look for. Like you can't just, see something on Reddit or Twitter and be like, "Yep, that's genius." I almost, I put myself in that position in the early stages of my GameStop investment back in 24. I kind of YOLO'd into it. And then eventually, I started researching and understanding and seeing what it really is. And now I have a totally different philosophy on trading and investing, so it's pretty interesting. It's like, so I'm not saying, it's not like you can't learn anything from those things, but you can put yourself in a bad position, that's for sure. You definitely can. Fallen for Reddit hype before, will get you in trouble, no more of that. Stock advice on Reddit is dangerous. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the dangerous part about it is most people only talk about stocks when they're going up. So and a lot of, most of the time, majority of the time, buying a stock when it's already ripping is a terrible idea. But that's the only time anyone talks about stocks. So it's tough to learn anything from people who only talk about stocks when they're going up. And that's never going to end. That'll be the stock market forever, literally. Rewind a year ago, everyone and their mom was obsessed with crypto. Literally. Every single fucking person and their mom was obsessed with crypto a year ago. Was it a year ago? Yeah. Less than a year ago. Literally a few months ago. Everyone and their mom was obsessed with this shit. And everyone would shit on me for talking shit on crypto. Nobody talks about it now that it's down. I don't see anyone talk about crypto anymore. I probably talk about crypto more than anyone else. And I hate it. So, yeah, it's tough to learn from people who just fucking follow the herd, or, only look at stocks that are up multiple percents already. It's tough. It's tough to learn from those type of people. APLD's forward P is 530 and people buy the dip. I'll be interested to see if that short works out for you. I'll be interested to see. I saw videos how people are hyping that it'll be profitable in 2030 and it's a steal. I mean, even if it is going to be profitable in 2030, that thing is so overvalued. So I don't know. That's crazy. Unknown! What's up, Unknown? I hope you had a good holidays, bro. I hope you had a good holidays. Happy New Year. I don't remember if I saw you yesterday, but I hope everything is going good, bro. God bless. And before that, NFTs, and before that, SPACs. Yep. And what, a few months ago is Pokemon, and Pokemon and crypto and AI. Yeah, people, as soon as that stuff stops going up in value, people aren't going to talk about it anymore. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. Gme testing 2080. Hopefully it breaks it. Hopefully it pushes 21. That'd be nice. Gme about to fly. Buckle up, maybe. It won't. Too much hype still. I'm fine with the loss. You never know, bro. You never know. A lot of those AI stocks have gotten absolutely wrecked on earnings. Like Oracle was down 10%, and that's probably one of the more stable, decent AI picks. So something like APLD, that could be I'm interested to see what happens for sure. I'll be interested to see what happens. Did the S&P hit all-time highs? I think it's a few points away. I don't think it's quite there. I think you're like 5-10 points away. But you're close. And the Russell. The only thing that's not hitting all-time highs is the NASDAQ. So if you keep getting upside for the next 23 minutes, you probably will see all-time highs on the Russell and the S&P. All is well, friend. Hope the New Year's has great things in store for us. I hope so too, but if the stock continues to trade around $20, I'm also not that mad. Because that's just an opportunity to buy more before the market finally realizes what the fuck's happening. I forgot it's a new year. Game is different than it was past 3 months. If I didn't forget about that, I would have sold all at 29. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. At least you already took some profits, so the trade's basically free, Legit forgot it's a new year. Yeah. Sometimes the market doesn't change, though. Sometimes it just continues to do its thing. We'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know if that would have been a good reason, to take everything, but shorting after New Year's way more risky. So I don't know if I agree with that. I don't really agree with that. Placing a position at the beginning of the year is oftentimes the best thing. Like take 2023 for example. The market was at all-time highs, S&P, NASDAQ, and then it sold off for 4 months straight. It was actually the perfect time to short. So I think it's all situational, It's all situational. Wow. Streamer IShowSpeed beats Olympic gold medalist in a race? That's impressive. Pocket Taco Game Boy inspired controller helps you play retro games on your phone. That's kind of cool. Man sues restaurant after promotional TikTok video exposes his affair. That's funny. That's funny. Why do people get so upset when they get caught cheating? Maybe you shouldn't cheat. Like, you ever thought about that? You ever thought about not cheating? Or like, divorcing or something before you go cheat? Like, I don't know. Just a thought. Just a thought. Grandma Mary dies. That's sad. 98 years old, though. That's crazy. Loch Ness Monster Hunter after 52 years says it's fake. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. NVIDIA and Mercedes-Benz reveal AI driverless car with advanced reasoning abilities. Decent amount of news. Decent amount of news. Not a ton, though. Nothing really. Nothing really crazy. Let's see. The floor is in. The whole $10 adventure lasted for like 26, 35 weeks before exploding. At this point, although I'm not a huge supporter of stock buyback, I think they should amend the agreement. I don't know. I would like to think the floor is 20 bucks as well, but if you get a breakout, you know, if you break 1950, there's going to be a lot of traders who sell out. It's just the name of the game. But, you know, just because potentially $20 is the floor, it doesn't mean it can't go to 19. It doesn't mean it can't go to 18, you know. I would never say the stock can't go lower. But, yeah, buybacks would be interesting in some ways, but also not really that interesting. Like, think about it this way. If they do buybacks, that's just less cash on the balance sheet to make the fundamentals of the company, you know, to increase the floor of the stock. If they do buybacks, it's not guaranteed that the floor will stay $20 if the floor is $20, because they're putting more money back into the market, and the market could just take it. Like it really could. So I don't know if buybacks are a good idea. I think keeping the money in the business is the best thing, and just slowly raising the floor of the stock. You know, of course all of us want to see upside, you know, we want to see profit in our account, but the reality of this investment is you want to see the downside risk get lower and lower, you know? Because stockholder equity is at like 5.3 billion, so that's somewhere around $12-13, I believe. Imagine in like 2 or 3 years when the stockholder equity is sitting at like 7-8 billion, and then the stockholder equity is $18 or 19. Like, the more they raise the stockholder equity, the less downside we as investors are risking, from my perspective. You know, whether that's reality, you know, sometimes stock markets don't live in reality. Things happen. But I would rather see the floor increase than the actual stock price increase. Personally. Like I said, we all want to see profit, but wouldn't it be more beneficial if the stock trades around 20 bucks for the next year or two and you're able to continue to buy more shares at $20 before it moves? From my perspective, I would prefer that, because I don't want to buy shares at $25. I don't want to buy shares at 30. You know, I will if I have to, but I'd rather buy shares at $20. You mean 2022? Yeah, I meant 2022, my bad. 2022 going into 23, I believe. Yeah, start of 2022. You're right. They should amend an unlimited share buyback to create fear. That'd be interesting. It would be interesting if they put it on the... See, that's the thing, though. If they put something like that in the earnings report, people are going to buy just because of that. And I don't think that's great. I think the less hype, the better. What's up with Buck? I don't know what you're talking about, Battle Rat. You'll have to explain. I don't know what you're talking about. GME hit 0.8 and the volume died. It's because it's the pivot, bro. It's the pivot. People don't know whether they want to buy or sell at that price. They don't know. But once they choose, once they decide where we're going, we'll see. We'll see. Form 4s for Muma. I saw those. Borrow at 26 a share, buyback at 16.18. Stockholders see increase in value per share, EPS increase. More cash, more upside though. I do love the dilution, so yeah, I'm biased as well. I don't mind the dilution. The dilution is valuable because, like I said, I want to buy more shares at 20 bucks. Cash comes with dilution. If you can outpace the dilution, if you buy back a share cheaper than you issued shares when you raise capital. Yeah, but their last at the money was, or their lowest at the money was like 23 bucks. So buying back shares at $20, that's not really valuable. You're really only getting, what, 15%? 10-15%, somewhere around there, of value from your buyback. Imagine the stock market crashes. I think this is something people ignore because I don't know why. I think people forget that the stock market's going to crash one day. It could be tomorrow. It could be a week from now. It could be a month from now. It could be a few months from now. It could be a couple of years from now. But the stock market is going to crash eventually. Or you're going to have a bearish moment in the market where it sells off for 3 to 6 months. And if GameStop is still trading at around 20 bucks when that happens, it's probably going below 20 bucks. It's probably going below 20 bucks. So I would rather them hold the cash and potentially get 20, 30, 40, 50% out of a buyback rather than 10, 15%. The market will crash one day. I know you guys don't believe me and you don't want to believe it, but it will crash one day and GameStop will likely go with it. But we'll see, you know. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I hope I'm wrong, but it's going to happen. And the retail market is doing buybacks for you. Think about that. Retail is buying $20. Retail is buying $19. Retail is buying $21, $18. If the stock goes back to $15, $12, retail is not buying that. But guess who will? Guess who will? Well, Roaring Kitty, of course, but potentially GameStop. And you're getting, you know, if you're getting 50% value on your buyback, whew, man, that sounds awesome. I'd rather get 50% value from a buyback than, like I said, 10, 15. I just don't think 10, 15% is good enough for a buyback. I really don't. I think they could get that value in a lot of other places. At least close it green. Still got 10 minutes. The fact that it's still trading up here is valuable. It might not be ripping, but you're trading volume at 2080. Where the last time you saw 2080, you basically immediately rejected it. So it's actually very valuable if it's, you know, if it's still trading up there. I haven't looked, but yeah. The fact that it's still trading here and you're about to close here, and the last 10 minutes of the market are the highest volume of the day. You know, first 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, that's the highest volume you'll see on any stock. So all that volume is being traded on 2080, whereas last time you hit 2080, you traded there for, you know, 10, 20 minutes. So very valuable to see that. And when I talk volume, I'm not talking about like volume, you know, like the general what everyone else talks about. I'm talking about trading volume on every price. You know, every penny on GameStop has a volume. Like if there's, I don't know if that does that make sense? Like volume is one whole thing, but every single penny of GameStop has its own volume that contributes to the volume. And the fact that we're trading volume at 2070, 2080, where last time you just rejected it, that's valuable. You know, will it sell off tomorrow? Will it go up tomorrow? I don't fucking know. But from a short-term price action perspective, you want to see volume trading like this. You don't really want to see the stock just go straight up, because then you leave gaps and it's likely they get revisited. Putting in the rules, unlimited share buybacks allows the company to buy itself back if it ever tanks to 10 again. Even 12 to 16 is a great buy. Yeah, but I don't even think they have to put it in the balance sheet. I think they can kind of do whatever they want. Not 100% sure, but I don't think they have to put it in the filing to do it. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if you know, I think GameStop, or I think Ryan's smart enough and the team to where if they think buybacks are necessary, you know, they'll implement it. What's this guy been listening to, Burry? I've just seen a lot of I've been a part of the market for a long time. I've seen a lot of people very bullish get absolutely wrecked, so I just know this game, man. I just know it. I've seen it all before. You know, right now I'm in a position where I could get wrecked, but it's you know, that's the bet. That's the bet. You could get wrecked on anything. $720K volume pre-split. Would have got wrecked on my 116 calls had I not sold when it went up 28. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've seen fuck past year and a half. I've seen so many people get fucking destroyed on options. I mean, not even just the past year and a half, but a lot on GameStop. There was a lot of bullishness a year ago, year and a half ago. People were buying leaps, and they obviously didn't work out. And you know, the funny thing is I used to harp on that a lot in the early days of my GameStop investment. People just, they don't listen. They don't listen, especially to some guy on the internet. You bought a leap too? Oh yeah, I did. I sold that though. Long time ago. Long time ago. I think I lost on that leap. I'm pretty sure I'd sold the leap into shares or something. I don't remember. That was forever ago. Well, seems like forever ago. I have exponentially more shares than I did back then. That's for sure. Atlas Robot? I've seen the Atlas Robot. Pretty sure. No, I haven't seen this one. This is new? Product feature? Ah, music. Unfortunately. Can't listen to music. Damn, this is what's gonna replace me? Dude, that thing's beast. What the hell? There's a real life video. Is it 60 minutes?
60 minutes overtime.
Is it this? I'm assuming, is it this or is it Boston Dynamics? Because this was uploaded a day ago. I saw a short one. Oh, gotcha. Okay, let me see. Crazy thing is the profit wasn't even that great compared to shares, maybe 1 to 2,000 more, but I risked 25K on options. Wow. Well, good thing you got out of that. That was a smart move. Smart move. I mean, bro, even when the stock was squeezing, I made so much money just trading the shares. I didn't even need to trade options because a lot of the massive upside was in after hours and pre-market. Like, sure, you know, there was upside during the market, but a lot of the, you know, there was like $10, $20 moves after hours. So shares were extremely valuable during that time. Went full shares after earnings and stock warrants were announced. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I bought too many shares when the stock warrants were announced. Should have just YOLO'd all in at 2021. That would have been the best move, but we're here now. Bro 6-2, we're cooked. Option game is legit if you're earlier buy lottos. Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing, though. You gotta know what you're doing. Those, they can lose value extremely quick. Can't be greedy. A lot of the time. Alright, let's see what this is.
Our story this week is about humanoid robots, and one in particular, a humanoid robot made by Boston Dynamics named Atlas. Atlas is making the move from the lab to the factory floor, and we were invited to come see it as it was tested at a Hyundai plant outside Savannah, Georgia. I think I used the word mind-blowing in the piece. It's astounding. They call it a humanoid, but he stands up in a way no human could possibly stand up. His limbs can bend in ways ours can't.
This robot is capable of superhuman motion.
Robert Plater is CEO of Boston Dynamics.
The neat thing that this new robot can do that I have not seen before is all of its joints can rotate a full 360 degrees. Well, that's beyond what you and I can do. And we think that's the way you should build robots. Don't limit yourself to what people can do, but actually go beyond.
This is sick.
We went to the headquarters in Waltham, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. It's a huge facility. 60 Minutes went to Boston Dynamics back in 2021 and saw an earlier version of Atlas, and it was bulkier and didn't move quite as seamlessly as the one we saw. We saw Atlas running. He can do the Macarena. He could do cartwheels. He could dance. I mean, they've made tremendous progress.
There we go.
I mean, for us to turn around, we have to physically turn around. I have to turn around and look the other direction. Atlas just pivots on his core. He can move in ways that we can only dream of. Scott Kindersma is head of robotics research at Boston Dynamics.
So why did you design it that way?
There's a couple advantages of being able to continuously rotate joints. So one is that the robot's not really limited in its range of motion. So it can do things and turn in directions that people just couldn't. Another reason is one of the reliability issues that you often find in robots is that their wires start to break over time. And that's because you have wires that go across all the moving parts. And in the case of Atlas, we don't have any wires that go across those rotating parts anymore.
I think the thing that
Bro,
is
this
most
thing is
astounding-
freaking sick. What did it end up closing at? 2066. Meh. Whatever. Short-term price action stuff. Did the Russell hit all-time highs? Yeah, I think the Russell and the S&P potentially hit all-time highs. Might be a couple points off.
about Atlas is that it seems to actually be learning. Atlas has a brain that is powered by the most powerful NVIDIA chips, and it can learn in different ways. We saw one, they used a teleoperator, and that's somebody who is standing beside Atlas, actually controlling Atlas's arms and hands to pick up things and move them over and over and over again until Atlas can actually do it without the teleoperator moving its hands.
So why does he only have 3 fingers?
Robot hands are an extremely complex engineering problem. Human hands are incredible machines that are very versatile. We can do many, many different manipulation tasks with the same hand. And so when we design hands for Atlas, they don't look exactly like human hands, but they have a lot of the same capabilities. Here you can see that they can switch between different modes. They can act as if they were a hand with these 3 digits, or this digit can swing around and act more like a thumb. And this is really important because it allows the robot to have different shape grasps, to have two-finger opposing grasp to pick up small objects, and then also make its hands very wide in order to pick up large objects.
Can it sense the pressure that's needed or how much it can press on something like this?
So there's tactile sensors, which give it pressure information from each of the fingers. And so you can use that as input to the neural network so that it knows how to do more fine-grained dexterous manipulation tasks. Being able to precisely control not only the shape and the motion, but the force of the grippers is actually an interesting challenge. I think there's still a lot of opportunity to improve teleoperation systems so that we can do even more dexterous manipulation tasks with robots.
Damn, we might need to get a dishwashing job. Doesn't look like robots are very good at that. Might be the one thing they're not good at, doing dishes. Maybe we'll still have a job.
Robots.
There is quite a bit of hype around these humanoids right now. Financial institutions predict that we will be living with millions, if not billions, of robots in our future. We're not there yet. Atlas is sort of the first step. Is the humanoid hype getting ahead of reality?
There is definitely a hype cycle right now. Part of that is created by the optimism and enthusiasm we see for the potential. But while software can sort of move ahead at super speeds, these are machines, and building reliable machines takes time. And adapting our styles of work and our economy to these new classes of machines will also take time. It doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of work to be done to sort of get there. These robots have to be reliable, they have to be affordable. That will take time to deploy.
Huh. That was a good video. Good suggestion, Marius. Good suggestion. That was a fire video. Good video. Atlas TikTok 1 billion subs. It's all bots. You're just gonna operate a robot? I think so as well. It's gonna be a bunch of robots on space, and you're just gonna put on your fucking, goggles, or maybe you just operate, or maybe you just manage it. You don't really operate it. You just manage it. You just watch it, and then if it messes up, you can, troubleshoot real quick. But yeah, I agree. I think that is going to be the future of work for sure. How very interesting to think about. I wonder if there will be enough job creation to make it worth it, though. We'll see. We'll see, I guess. Good thing it doesn't have a gender. Not yet. Coming soon. Don't you misgender my robot. You frickin' bigot. Misgendering my robot? That's fucked up, bro. Hyundai, Boston Dynamics. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know Hyundai owned them until just now. Imagine this stuff in 15 years. I mean, supposedly there's going to be more robots than humans. That's the potential future. This thing looks 100 times better than the old robot. Oh yeah, that's the best robot I've seen for sure. It's cool that it pivots, or it has like the 360 and everything. That's definitely the best robot I've seen. Let's see. Where do we go from here? GameStop post. Oh wait, I have Twitter. I don't need to click on links. I can just go and look at it. I always forget I have this shit. The world you grew up in no longer exists. What is it? It's Vince McMahon! Music! Get that shit out of here. They have it says there's a 741 reference in this. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's because I'm an idiot. I see. It's somewhere right here. Yeah, right there. 741. It's a 741 reference. You want to hit in this tin, bro? You want to smoke this tin, bro? Smoke that tin, baby. Yeah, I miss this game, bro. A lot of hours on this game. A lot of hours on this game. Good old Rust. Why is it Vince McMahon? No chance! Yeah, that's what you got. They'll find their place in line, yeah. It's just a matter of time. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You got no chance. Does this guy got a fucking Cronovi? Oh, it's G2. Okay. What's up, G2 Pepe? I like your emblem. I like your emblem. G2 just reminds me of Rocket League. Or Cronovi, I guess. I think it's Cronovi. A game collector built a GameStop in his basement. That's kind of funny. Damn, that's sick. Lego Smart Brick technology, which allows future builders to breathe new life into their creations through sound, light, and motion. Oh yeah, I saw an article on that. Well, I wonder where Rosh has been. I haven't seen Rosh in here in a while. Okay. Nothing exciting on Twitter. Per typical. Per typical. This means we get a Roaring Kitty tweets. Probably not. But maybe. Alrighty. It's so volatile after hours. What's going on? I don't know if it's just this glitching out or what. I want to look at the chart one last time anyway. I want to see if the Russell hit all-time highs as well. I don't really know where the stream's going from here, so if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. But probably gonna be getting out of here soon. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Yeah, it's pretty interesting sell-off there. Pretty interesting price action. Alright, well, oh wait, I don't want this. Go /RTY. Is that a new all-time? Oh, nope, I don't think you're quite there. I think you're a couple points off. Yeah, you're like 10 points off all-time highs on the Russell. About 10 points off. That means the S&P probably didn't hit it. Yeah, I think you're like 5 points off here. You're 6 points off the S&P all-time high. Obviously, the Dow's at all-time highs. And then the NASDAQ. I don't think the NASDAQ's even close. Yeah, but if the NASDAQ can push through 26,000, that's for sure hitting all-time highs. Very interesting. Very interesting. We're cooked? Probably not. Maybe, though. You do keep rejecting 2080. It's kind of a... But, I mean, it's not necessarily that you're rejecting it. It's potentially shorts are positioning here, or people are taking profits here. So, that, you know, both of those things could be valuable for a long-term investor, because if shorts are growing the balls to short at 2080, damn, that's awesome. That's awesome. Purry's gonna short the ticker. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what Michael Burry does? I don't really find Michael Burry relevant personally, but I'll be interested when he releases that article. Oh, man. Has he even released any new articles? No. Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. They still haven't updated the list at all. I wonder how many stores they're closing, bro. What if they end up closing like 800 stores? Like, that'll be crazy. Or more, like, they closed what, 800 last year? 629. Yeah, they closed a lot of stores last year. What if they closed like 800? I was thinking the same. Madmouth Marv, what's up? Welcome. Welcome. Appreciate you stopping in. Just passed my GameStop, closed their doors 2 days ago. Realized something big was happening. This is the end. The end of what? The end of what? If you think a GameStop store closing 1 out of over 3,000 stores is the end, you probably haven't done your research. You should probably go look at a balance sheet or something. Because I don't think you know what you're talking about, my guy. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But that's okay, you know. If you ever want to learn, you know, come back. Or you can just, you know, live in your little ignorance bubble. That's fine. You know, that's okay if you want to do that. But if you actually want to learn about business, and consider sticking around. That's the most bullish indicator I've ever seen on the back calls. Oh, man. Oh, man. I guess interacting with you was a mistake. Don't have to be rude. I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you what life is all about, bro. If you think that's rude, you know, continue living in your ignorance. That's fine. But I wasn't being rude at all. I was just telling you that you have no clue what you're talking about. That's reality. You know, sometimes the truth hurts. Not everyone needs to pander to make you feel good. The truth is painful sometimes, and you need to learn how to accept it. It's pretty crazy, huh? Crazy life we live in. Crazy life we live. Where telling the truth is considered rude. Yep. That's the world we live in. Can't tell the truth. I'm rude? Yeah, I am rude. But you're an idiot, so... Should I be nice to an idiot? Probably not. You think because your GameStop store is closing that this is the end of GameStop? Like, you're just a fucking moron. You see, that's rude. That's rude. But what I said before, that wasn't rude. That was just the truth. See, now I'm being rude. See, I can be rude if I want. I was trying to be nice and trying to help you, you know, so you could potentially continue on your life path with a better perspective instead of thinking you know everything. But see, now I'm going to be rude. Now I'm going to be rude. But I wouldn't expect a stupid person to understand that. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I was trying, though. I was trying. I think Nat Turner is rude. He still hasn't bought shares. Well, maybe he thinks it's going to go lower. I don't know. Who knows? About 3 months from now, you should see some insider buying. From who? You know, we'll see, but you should see some insider buying like 3 months from now. Never said I knew everything. I mean, you act like it. Coming in here saying this is the end for GameStop. Sounds like you think you know everything. So I was trying to educate you so you could like actually see the world for what it was. So you could see GameStop for what it is instead of thinking you just know. But you're just, like I said, too dumb to understand. You just think what I said was rude. rather than just listening and not being a dumbass. Crazy, huh? Crazy how that works. You should have just listened, and, you know, maybe you would have learned something. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not, but maybe. Please don't name call here. Yeah, that was rude. Calling me a prick? That was rude. That was so rude. I am so offended. I'm gonna sit in your stream when you start streaming, and I'm gonna cry about how rude you are. Gosh, you're so inconsiderate. So inconsiderate. Calling me a prick in my live stream? Man, I am so triggered. I am so triggered! At least I didn't break the chair this time. I could have broke the chair. Alright, well, it's obvious that you're just an idiot trying to rage bait. So, you can be banned now. If you want to come back and actually learn something and, you know, not be an idiot, you can come back and maybe I'll help you out, but that's obviously not going to happen. 2 years before they're bankrupt. Possibly they won't by switching. Video games will be removed in time. No. None of what you said is accurate. GameStop is going to be a profitable business until you die, and probably until your children die. They don't need to switch anything. They're doing everything correctly. And yeah. So, I don't know where you got that perspective from, but GameStop's not going anywhere. And video games are valuable. Trading cards are valuable. Collectibles are valuable. Power packs is valuable. They're doing everything correct. They're doing everything correctly. You're about to have probably the biggest year in gaming that you've had. The next year or two, 2026, 2027, that's probably going to be your biggest year for gaming that you've had in many years. So, gaming is going to be exponent, and you know, the future of gaming is unknown. That's a very interesting part about this investment. The future of gaming is currently unknown. The future of gaming could be massive. You never know. I'm learning here. That's good. It's good to learn. Learning is good. It's good to not think you know everything and ask questions and take other people's opinions into consideration so you can actually learn. Like that's great. I love that. I love that. Oh. Gaming could be the next AI. You never know. You never know. You never know. You truly don't. Gaming is a very interesting prospect. But the best part about GameStop is it's not just a bet on gaming. You know? It's partly a bet on Bitcoin. I mean, in a small dose, you know, it's a bet on Bitcoin. It's a bet on trading cards. It's a bet on video games. It's a bet on the US government because of all the cash they have. GameStop's more than just a video game bet. I'm a gamer and you should be one too. All I play is RuneScape, so I don't know. I don't know how great of a game that is. I'm too much of a boomer to play shooters, even though I'm not even a boomer. I feel like I'm like so slow on shooters these days. I can't beat all these kids who are high on Adderall and shit. Arch Taters? What? That's an actual game? Are you lying? Arch Taters? That's not a game. Okay, that's not a game. What are you what are you trying to pull right now? What are you trying to pull, sir? Oh, Arc Raiders. Gotcha. I didn't get it, obviously. I'm not smart enough for that. Voice to oh, that was voice to text. Gotcha. I would like to play some RuneScape on stream, but every time I play RuneScape on stream, it starts to lag. So, unfortunately, we can't do that. I just don't know where to go from here. Got any new 99s? I am actually 100k XP away from 99 attack. I'm close. Probably get it today, most likely. Because that should only take like less than 2 hours, probably. Especially because I have the night or the troll task. So I'm gonna be, yeah, I'll be getting 99 attack today. Nah, no 99 party. No 99 party. I don't think that's happening. I haven't done a 99 party since I got my first 99, which I believe was strength. Maybe. I don't remember exactly, actually. I don't remember, actually. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, 81. Okay, I'm like an hour away from 99 attack, I guess. 97k to 82 Slayer. I almost got max combats besides prayer, but prayer costs like 200 mil or some shit to get, so probably not getting that anytime soon. But yeah, we'll wait. I just don't want to start it on stream because I don't want to lag out. Drop parties in Fally are the best. Man, I haven't been to like a party like that in a long time. Been a long time. But yeah, that'll be a good time. That'll be a good time. I would bank bones from Slayer and use them at the altar in the wilderness. I have a gilded altar in my house, so I can just use that. But it even then, to get 99 prayer is It's fucking expensive. Very expensive. But I bank bones too. I just don't use it. Like, lately I've been using some, but I usually just end up selling them. Because I need GP on that game. I'm a brokey on that game. I mean, I'm a brokey in real life too, but... RSGP is tough to come by if you're not buying it. Or grinding all day, every day. Which for the past, like, couple days, I have been grinding quite a bit. You ever PvP? I suck at PvP, so it's not for me. It's not for me. I used to PvP back in the day, but there's too many things now. I don't know the meta. I'd be screwed. I could do free to play PvP. I know the meta on that, but there's just no there's free to play PvP is kind of trash. So, let us stick to player versus monster. I always want to do a raid. I've never done one. I've watched a couple videos on them, but I've never done one. I just like skilling. You know, once I'm done skilling, or who knows, if I actually had people to play with. I mean, I do have a clan. My clan is actually really sick, but I just don't play with anyone in the clan. So I just play by myself and just skill. Never done bandos? I've done bandos. I think that's the only god I've done, though. I did have the Kriara, the Armadial god, for a Slayer task, but I blocked it, or I canceled it, whatever, because that's a tough boss to solo, and aviancies are kind of slow. But yeah, I've done bandos a couple times, like when it first came out. It's been a long time since I've done it. Okay. Thanks, appreciate it. My social skills are bad because of people like you. I don't like talking to stupid people. So, you know, if there were more actually like educated, cool people to talk to in the world, my social skills would probably be better. But since there's a bunch of people like you, you know, there's no reason to talk to anyone. Just saying. Just saying. I definitely meet more people that I don't like than people that I like, so it's probably a reason why I don't talk to anyone. Probably a good reason for it. Just saying. Had to be Mudcats. I don't know who it is. We got a lot of haters in the stream today. A lot of haters in the stream today. Which, good for them. Good for them. You know, I would love to see the haters like say anything negative to someone's face, because they're all nice and cozy and safe on the other side of the keyboard. But, you know, they would never say anything like that to anyone ever. Wish I could be listening better and have some constructive comment. Oh, you're good, Ruben. You're good, bro. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. I'm about to get out of here anyway. I'm about to get out of here anyway. We just about to go do my Slayer task. I just don't know. Playing RuneScape on stream. I don't know. This sucks. Yeah, you're not gonna get an insider buy for 3 more months. So, I would never even expect that. I would never even expect that. Yeah. I think it's time. I think it's time to end the stream. I think it's time to end the stream. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you to the people who are always here. I really appreciate you guys always supporting the stream. God bless ya, for real. Like, it's awesome. I'll never get over it. I think it's so cool that I can start the stream, and even if a lot of the, you know, we get a lot of bots here, the fact that we get real people who are here all the time, it's beautiful, bro. It's beautiful, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Much love. Peace out, Muma. Moose. Later, bro. Later, Ruben. Have a good one. We all bag holding together. My bag. My bag's too... I don't have a bag. Where's a bag? Where's a bag? It's so heavy. Oh shit. It's so heavy. Help. Help. The bag's too heavy, chat. The bag's too heavy. God. Good. That was a close one. That was a close one. I almost got put out. I almost got put down by the bag, bro. I almost got put down. Alright. I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your day. And I will see you guys tomorrow for APLD earnings. God bless ya. Peace!